I have been very, very excited to talk about this one. X-Men Days of Future Past was released in 2014, directed by Bryan Singer, starring Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart, James McAvoy, Ian McKellen, Michael Fassbender, Nicholas Hoult, Jennifer Lawrence, Peter Dinklage, and Evan Peters. Yeah, back in 2014, this was a huge deal. We had great X-Men movies, but I feel like this one is easily the definitive X-Men movie, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and start this review off with the good, and there is just so much to love here. First of all, you get Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine. He's fantastic. He always has been, always will be, and this is just a top tier performance from him as Wolverine. He's badass, he's a smart ass as well, and I just really love his performance. Then you have James McAvoy as younger Charles Xavier. And he is probably the best performance in this movie, in my opinion. He's absolutely fantastic. Some even say that he's Oscar worthy in this movie. I don't disagree. I just really loved James McAvoy in this movie. I thought that the way his character goes through the story and the development he goes through, learning to use his powers again, learning to try and use his powers for good again. It's just really, really well handled, in my opinion. And you also get the Patrick Stewart version of Professor Xavier, and he's great as well. There's a scene in the movie where he meets his past version, and their dynamic when they meet is fantastic. It's probably the best scene in the movie, in my opinion. It's just a fantastic scene. And then you have Michael Fassbender as young Magneto, and he's great, as he always has been as well. It's such a shame Michael Fassbender hasn't had the level of success that James McAvoy has had post X-Men, because I feel like Michael Fassbender is easily the best part about the X-Men prequel films, and he's fantastic here. I love his character arc as well. I really love his dialogue. He gives such great monologues throughout the movie. Felt very Magneto, and I just really loved that. And of course, on the other side of that, we also have Ian McKellen back as old Magneto as well, and he's fantastic. I love his back and forth with Patrick Stewart. They've always been great as the two characters playing off of each other. Also helps that they're best friends in real life, but regardless, I really, really loved Ian McKellen as Magneto in the scenes that he gets. Then you got Nicholas Hoult as Hank McCoy, and he's fantastic as well. Nicholas Hoult is one of the most underrated character actors of our time. I'm really excited for his version of Lex Luthor, but regardless, I really loved him as Hank McCoy in this movie. I feel like he was about on par with Kelsey Grammer from The Last Stand in this movie. And we even get a small cameo from Kelsey Grammer at the end of this movie, but Nicholas Hoult, fantastic. Loved his dialogue with Wolverine. I thought that they played very, very well off of each other. And then we got Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique, and I know a lot of people don't really like her version of Mystique, but I feel like this was her best performance as Mystique. I loved her character arc. I loved her dialogue with McAvoy and Fassbender, and even Wolverine in a few scenes. Just really loved her character arc. I loved her development throughout the film. Loved her performance. And you got the main villain in this movie, outside of, well, Magneto in the past, but the main villain in this movie is Trask, played by Peter Dinklage. And I know that this character was played by the guy from Predator that was always shaving. I don't remember his name at the moment. But he played him in The Last Stand, but Peter Dinklage plays him here. And Peter Dinklage is so damn good in this role. You get such a despicable character. He's so evil. In his hatred for mutants and wanting to wipe them out, he creates the Sentinels. And I just really love Peter Dinklage as Trask. I thought that he gave a fantastic performance, and it's a shame that we didn't really get more of him outside of this movie, but regardless, loved him as Trask, such a great villain. And the final performance I want to talk about is Evan Peters as Quicksilver. Now, obviously, everybody loves this portrayal of Quicksilver. They even brought him back for WandaVision, which was a terrible joke in the payoff, but I loved Evan Peters here. I thought that he did a fantastic job. He's only in a few scenes of this movie. He's there for one sequence, and then he just kind of goes home. We get way more of him in the next movie, Apocalypse, but we'll get to that when we get there. But I really, really loved Evan Peters. His whole slow-mo sequence in the kitchen where he's moving bullets around, positioning guys to punch themselves in the face. Such a great sequence. It's a standout in this film, and a film full of standout sequences. Now, aside from all the characters, you get such a good story in this movie. It starts out in the future, mutants are being hunted, the Sentinels are powerful, too powerful to be taken down, and they have to send Wolverine back in time to help Xavier stop this from happening. And I really love the whole way that they switch between the present day and the past. I really love that. You get the present day where you get Wolverine, Xavier, Magneto, Bishop, all them trying to hold off the Sentinels. While in the past, Wolverine, Beast, and Xavier mainly are trying to stop the Sentinels from becoming a thing. And I just really loved the way all of it played out, the way that they switched back and forth, especially in the Rogue cut, which is the cut that I watched more. You even get a sequence where Magneto and Iceman have to break into the X Mansion and save Rogue to take over for Kitty Pryde because Wolverine accidentally wounds Kitty Pryde. But regardless, I love everything. The action sequences are phenomenal. Top-notch X-Men action. You get, obviously, that great sequence where they break Magneto out of prison and Quicksilver's helping them out. Great sequence. But the standout for me is easily the final battle where it's switching between present day and the past, where they're trying to fight Magneto off in the past and the Sentinels, while Magneto and Iceman and Bishop and all of them are trying to fight off the Sentinels in the present day so that Wolverine can somewhat accomplish what they sent him back to do. And it's just so crazy, off the wall. It's a great sequence, and I love this movie to death. The score and the soundtrack are fantastic. Visual effects are top-notch. I love everything about this movie. It's a fun movie. It's easily the best. So I'm not even going to go on for a bad section because there's nothing bad about this movie. So, final thoughts. This is the best X-Men movie we've ever had. And we've had some pretty great ones, but this is easily the best one in my opinion. X-Men Days of Future Past is a fantastic movie. I love it to death. It's the definitive X-Men movie, and I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. So that was my thoughts on X-Men Days of Future Past. Have you seen this movie? Let me know down in the comments what you thought about it if you have seen it. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.